Good day, people of the internet. My name is Arshog, and once again was an idiot, and this is the third time recording this, but now I'm going to do the hero panel. To get to your hero panel, press H or this icon up here, and for this episode we're only going to be going over the equipment tab. I'll be doing a couple different episodes for each of these tabs. So right in here you can see this is the kind of the home screen for your hero panel. You have your character model here, your character's name, what level, what profession they are. Now we're going to move into the equipment. So here you can see all the equipment your character has, all the armor, weapons, jewelry, and back pieces. Well, back piece. Tools and aquatic weapons. You can see your attributes here, which is the stats for your character that do different things. So how much damage you do, the chance of a critical hit, the health, toughness, increases your armor, and if you have high toughness you will have high aggro on mobs. Over here is all the tools you can equip. You can drag and drop these or just double click them and they'll change places. You can organize these by different things, so gathering tools, and then you can click on the gathering tool that you want. You can do headgear and then it gives you different kinds of headgear. You can do rings and then press which one you want to switch out. Now you can also search if you have a lot here. Moving on to the next bit, which is wardrobe. The wardrobe is the way to customize your character. Right now I kind of have a hodgepodge of so I have a hodgepodge of armor. Eventually, once I get all the stats set up, I can switch these out for different skins and just make my own custom skin, well, set of armor to make it unique looking. You can change the skins on underwater equipment, weapons, armor, your back piece you can change.
Thanks.
And to apply all these changes, they require transmutation charges, disincluding armor and weapons you get from achievements. For each piece you change, that requires another transmutation charge. So you can just hit apply and it applies it, or reset and just resets it back to what it was. Now to unlock stuff, to unlock things you can either equip them, it unlocks it, or you can salvage them and also unlocks. You can also right click on the item, go to unlock skin. It unlocks the skin for your account and this weapon then becomes account bound. Okay, moving on to the die system. Guild Wars has an account bound die system, so these are all the dies I've collected on all characters. This is the one you start out with, starter die. That's what you get in the character creation screen. You have all these dies to pick from, and you can dye your armor whenever you want. You can dye all kinds of things, and you can dye armor that is just a skin. So if I just equipped this leather coat, you can see that the dyes have changed, and I can still go in and change the dyes to whatever I want them to be. So some tools up here is the remove dye. This removes whatever piece of armor you have on. This removes it to its original color, whatever that color might be. The color picker allows you to pick up a dye and then start using it so you can still have that same color. You can organize dyes by their hue, by their material, and by their set. There's also a feature that shows you all the dyes in game. All these lock symbols are dyes I have not unlocked, but I can still test these dyes. I cannot apply them. So it's a nice way to see what dyes you would want to get. You can also search for dyes if you have a bunch of dyes to look through. You can apply changes from transmutation charges here, but if you still apply, well, that's one thing to note. When you hit reset, it resets everything, including the dyes that you have selected. So these dyes, they've been selected, and they're saying it requires a charge, but cost of 0, so you can dye your clothes at any point for no charge. Outfits. Outfits are kind of full suits of armor that go above your armor, but they don't provide any benefit aside from cosmetics. So this, you can look at different armors in here when you have them highlighted. All of these armors, they come from the gem store except for the hexed outfit. This one we got from Halloween 2014. Might come out again for Halloween, I don't know right now. But one thing you can do with your outfits is dye them colors, and it changes the whole color scheme of one section of your outfit. Okay, next we're going to be talking about miniatures. Miniatures are purely cosmetic creatures that follow you around. They are only there for looks. They have differing sizes. They can be kind of tiny to really big. Most of these you can get through the gem store or random drops in the world, or certain vendors sell them for specific currencies. Now all of these are, well, these ones are locked. These ones are ones that I've unlocked from my account. That whenever I go into a new zone, this miniature will automatically pop up. To get miniatures to do this is you have a miniature in your inventory, double click, miniature comes out, double click again, disappears. But every time you go into a new zone, this miniature will despawn and then you have to double click to get it out again. So, to account bind it so it's always on, you want to right click on the miniature in your inventory, add to account wardrobe, and it adds it. It will usually say, do you want to add this, but then a little box will pop up and say, hey, do you want to add this to your collection? And if you do, destroys the consumable you had here and goes here. The reason why you would want to keep one of these around is to sell it, because there's some miniatures that go for a very large amount of gold, and it's nice to just like have it out from your inventory, but then sell it for lots of gold later on. Next, we're going to talk about finishers. This is where you choose, when you finish an enemy, what they will look like. So, there's all kinds of finishers we have here. We've got many of them are from the gem store or are holiday related. There's also PvP ranking ones. And then there's this little thing up here, randomized finishers. So every time you do a finisher, it will shuffle between all of these finishers. Do be aware it will use your limited finishers, so if you have one that you're saving, you might not want to random on. You can also search through your finishers if you have a bunch of them. Next is mail carriers. These are, once again, a cosmetic thing. You start out with the pigeon one by default. You get all of these through the gem store so far. Well, aside from the pigeon. So this is how you get mail. So whenever a NPC delivers mail, you'll get this, whatever your mail carrier is. When you deliver mail to other players, this is what will deliver their mail. And then if another player, say a friend of mine named, let's just go with Jack. Jack delivers mail to me. Instead of just me seeing this, which is mine, he might have this mail deliverer, and this will pop next to me and deliver me mail. And that'll be it for this episode of GW2 Basics. Join me next episode when I talk about upgrading armor and equipment. Until then, hit like, subscribe, hit me up in the comments, and hit me up on the Twitters, and have a day.